Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamara Jordan, Tammy Turns Pages, and I'm so glad that you are here, that you decided to turn pages with me today. Today is an exciting day because we are going to be reading in that series I was telling you about, where I was doing like vampire books, I was going to do like witchy books, you know, that kind of series for this month, for October. I am doing monster books in this vlog. So I have a couple books picked out that I think are kind of fun and different and interesting that have to do with monsters. First book is, I think it's more like literary fiction, kind of haunted, spooky. It's not like a typical monster story, so that's why I wanted to do this one. So this one is Monstrilio. This is by Gerardo Samano Cordova, and it looks like that. I don't know a lot about this book, but I do know that people really, really like it, so I can't wait to jump into this one. The next book on the list is A Cosmology of Monsters. This one is by Sean Hamill. I don't know anything about this. I do know that this is also a monster story that's not like typical, so that's why I wanted to pick it up. And I do know that this is a different type of monster book. And people really like this one as well. So I wanted to pick this one up too. And then the last one is Monsters. This one is by Claire Dederer. This is not a monster story at all, but kind of. What We Do with Great Art by Bad People. So What We Do with Great Art by Bad People. So this is like more about like the Michael Jacksons and the Woody Allens and R. Kelly's. Again, his music wasn't great. But you know, people who make beautiful art and you want to appreciate their art, but you don't know how to separate the art from the person. So I'm really excited to read this one. Maybe I'll read this one first, I'm not sure. But so these are the three books that I'm going to be reading for this video. I'm very, very excited for this. Just super excited to do something a little bit different in the monster genre. I'm not sure which one I'm going to start with, but I will let you know when I start, which one I start with, and I will give you updates along the way. It is many hours later. I am actually done with work, and I wanted to tell you where I was in A Cosmology of Monsters by Sean Hamill. I was able to make it this far, which I'm thinking is like a third of the way through because it's about 312 pages. I got to 110. So basically a third of the way through. No, I'm sorry, 111, because it's broken up into different parts, and it's also, each part has like 10, 11, 12 like mini chapters, I guess, or like mini parts, I guess, in each of the chapters. This follows our main character, Noah. He's the one that we're following mostly. Him and his family. He has a sister named Eunice and a sister named Sydney, and a father who, yeah, he's kind of like out of the picture at this point, and a mother, who all have an experience with some type of like monster energy, some type of like demon monsterish energy that is stalking the family, pretty much. They own this, it's almost like a haunted happenings kind of thing. You know how like sometimes they do, like here we have this thing called Hollow Scream. I think everybody has that if they have SeaWorld. Then we also have something called Haunted Trail, Balboa Park. So like they own something like that. They own like a haunted house type of thing that they're all running, or that the family runs. And because the father, it was obsessed with H.P. Lovecraft, and also just obsessed with like monsters and like supernatural beings and like shapeshifters and everything that like H.P. Lovecraft talks about in his books. So he decides to open up his own kind of version and make something like what he's read in all of H.P. Lovecraft's books. This book is really, really good. I am shocked at how much I liked this, but also not. I do love horror, and it's not like a typical horror. Like I said before, it's more like a haunting, like a family is being haunted by this. We don't know what it is yet. We don't know what it is. And every family member is experiencing the haunting, we would say, differently. The dad has seen it before, experienced it. The mom has seen it, but doesn't want to believe what it is or if it's even real. The brother, Noah, pretty much our main character, he's young, so he's not really seeing anything yet, but the older sisters are seeing things, and then something happens to his oldest sister, which is forcing them all, I'm not exactly there yet, but which forces them all to take notice of what is happening. So I like the prose. I like the way it's written. I like that it feels like right now we're kind of on Halloween night, and they're like running this carnival / haunted house thing that they have, and it's like spooky and scary, but he's also doing, like, in the beginning he was doing like descriptions of how the mom met the dad and how he made her read all the H.P. Lovecraft books and she just couldn't get him out of her mind. And then he starts like talking about like the things that she sees while she's with him because of reading all those books, and she thinks it's something from the book, but it's real. And it's just really cool how it's connecting, and it's basically following these characters and this family through generations. I really like it so far. I will give you an update when I get closer to being finished. Maybe I'll do one more update. I think tonight we're gonna, in honor of this, because this really made me want to watch like a scary movie or like a monster movie. In honor of this, I think we might do either Monster House, which is light, it's easy, or maybe like a Creature from the Black Lagoon or something like monstery, something like an older, monster movie. So we'll see. But I do want to read at least one Goosebumps book for this vlog. I am going to be finishing this book, then probably dropping the vlog off for a couple days and then picking back up because I have something else I need to film. Hey, it's been, I think it's been about a week actually since I last updated you. I put the vlog down for a while because I had to finish filming another vlog, but I wanted to just tell you where I was in this. I didn't get much further. I am now on part 5. I guess I did kind of get further. Part 5, I'm on page 203. Basically, at this point now, it's following mostly Noah and his family still, but it's more focused on Noah and his reactions and responses to this monster that's been not haunting, but attached to his family. It's the beginning was so good. It was so like spooky and Lovecraftian, and like you're just starting to figure out like this family and their backstory with this monster and the connection, and it's still basically that, but more from Noah's perspective and how he's dealing with it and dealing with this monster and what it's becoming for him, because the monster starts to become something different for him versus his other family members. It's good. I really loved it in the beginning. It's starting to peter out a little bit for me. Definitely picking it up less frequently than I maybe should be, but I'm not really like wanting to pick this up, if that makes sense. I will let you know what I think when I finish this, which hopefully will be tonight or tomorrow. And then I did want to also share Part of the reason why I didn't pick it up too was because I was waiting for this to come, which is the Goosebumps little tin. It's really cute. It has a couple different old school Goosebumps in it. I think I might read One Night at Horrorland, or The Haunted Mask was one of my favorites when I was growing up. Yeah, so I'll be reading one of these as well. Hey, I want to hop on and give you a quick update on this book, A Cosmology of Monsters by Sean Hamill. I was able to finish this last night, and I just wanted to give you a quick review. This book was okay. It started off really good. I was really into it, and it just kind of fizzled out, and like nothing, in my opinion, nothing really happened. It just kind of was like, I don't know. It was just pretty meh. The end kind of picked up a little bit, became a little bit more interesting, and I feel like it wrapped up pretty nicely. But it still was just kind of like a, if you like monsters, if you like kind of like not very spooky stories, but more like a story with like history and background and unconventional monsters and unconventional relationships with people and friends, and kind of like a deep dive into family and familial relations. This could be the one for you. I would probably give this a 3-star, maybe a 2.75. I think I'm going to start with Monsters, only because it's a little bit different. And then maybe alongside of Monsters, maybe I'll read the Goosebumps book. And then I'll save Monstrilio for last, because this is also another unconventional monster story. And I just don't know if I can do it again after this one. I'm just not in the mood for an unconventional monster story right after reading this one. So I was able to get through about half of Monsters by Claire Dederer. I'm on chapter 7 now, which is page 134. And I think it's about 240 pages, so about 100 pages left. This book obviously is nonfiction. This is, it's not a memoir, but it's definitely a book about the author and her experience with trying to figure out how to navigate people and like artists that she has previously loved or loves that have done bad things. So it starts off with Roman Polanski, and she is explaining like some of his movies and the effect that his movies had on not just her and not just people around her, but also like the way films are made in whole. And then after she talks about him and, you know, what he has done, and possibly due to his traumas, she moves on to Woody Allen. And then, you know, Woody Allen is someone that I've consumed his movies a lot. I loved his movies. And then but I was a child when when he started dating Sun-Yi. I was a child. I think I was like 7 years old or something. And that was bizarre for me, but she talks about it in more detail because, like I said, she was a bit older and how it affected her. My mom was a very, very avid lover of Woody Allen and his films and his, quirky, weird I loved Annie Hall. She talks about how much she loved Annie Hall as well. I also really liked Midnight in Paris a lot. And then just talks about how bizarre it was for Woody Allen to, you know, marry Soon-Yi, and then also to have that, I never saw the movie Manhattan, but to have that movie where he's being like, or he's in a relationship with a very young girl, and he's in his 40s, and I think she's like 16. It moves on to other people. I think they talk about J.K. Rowling, and she goes on to talk about Virginia Woolf, and she's talking about, you know, Bill Cosby and different people. She also talks a little bit about David Bowie. She talks about people who are a little bit more obscure too, that were just breaking into the scene, like the arts or music scene. But then something happened, and because of it, you know, they never became famous. It's hard to know where, and that's what she talks about in this book, is it's hard to know what to pick up and what to leave. And can we enjoy the music? Can we enjoy the like she talks about Michael Jackson too? Can we enjoy the art that this person or these people have created and still be moral and be on the right side of things? And then she also questions, what is morality? What is the right side? If this music or this art made an impact in your life, an impact in the world, why is that wrong, even if it was made by a bad person? She doesn't want to steer you one way or another, especially because bias is a real thing, and also because everyone's experience is different. So like, say my experience being a Black woman, I'm not going to feel the same way about something versus like a white male or an Asian woman or something, or maybe someone who is trans will feel, or even LGBTQ was hit harder with J.K. Rowling than maybe I would have been hit. So it really is also on perspective, and it's also based on your, you know, your experience. There's no right answer is what I'm getting from this. There's no real, like, either you do consume it or you don't consume it. But she's definitely toying with whether or not to consume. It's really an interesting book. I think everybody should read this book. This is so good. Like I said, I'm about halfway through. I will try to finish this maybe tonight, and I will let you know my feelings tomorrow. Good morning. I wanted to share my review of Monsters by Claire Dederer. I was able to finish this morning, and I really enjoyed this book. I would definitely recommend this book. This is nonfiction, and I usually don't rate nonfiction, and I'm not going to rate this book, but I will say that I enjoyed it and that I would recommend it. I really like this because it didn't steer you one or the other way, which is cool. I think that she just kind of laid out her feelings and laid out, in a non-biased way, laid out what she felt could be deemed as monstrous behavior by these particular humans. And you're kind of left to figure out whether or not you feel like that's monstrous enough to no longer have any interest in viewing or listening to their art. We're going to move on to The Haunted Mask by R.L. Stine. This is one of the Goosebumps classics. I got it in my little Goosebumps box. This is middle grade. It's only like 121 pages, and the font is really, really big. It's like this. So this probably won't take me too long. I'm probably not going to give any updates because it's so short, but what I will do is I'll read the back of this. You probably already know what this book is. I think I'm assuming you guys know Goosebumps, but I'll read the back now. It says, face to face with a nightmare. How ugly is Carly Beth's Halloween mask? It's so ugly that it almost scared her brother to death. So terrifying that her friends are totally freaked out by it. It's the best Halloween mask ever. It's everything Carly Beth hoped it would be, and more. Maybe too much more, because Halloween is almost over, and Carly Beth is still wearing this mask.
is soft, turn the key and cooler on. Push a pause for relief. Free pass, you don't even have to ask to be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through. Today I've got better things to do.
I wanted to come on and just share my thoughts on this. I just finished this maybe 20 minutes ago, and yeah, I want to talk about it. So this follows our main character, Carly Beth. She is an 11-year-old girl. She's very scared of things. She's scared of almost anything, like her shadow. I mean, it's as deep as that, where she's scared of every single thing in her life. She has a little brother, and her parents, her dad is away. I think he's in Chicago, and it's almost Halloween, and she is being, I would say, kind of terrorized by two of her classmates that are boys that she's supposed to be friends with, but they just scare, because they know she's scared of everything, they scare her all the time and they play pranks on her. She wants to be a duck for Halloween, but then decides that she's going to find the scariest Halloween costume that she can so that she can scare these two boys. And her best friend thinks, yeah, why not? That's a good idea. She ends up going into this like weird store that she's never been to before, that she's never seen before. And she has $30 in savings, in her savings, right? And she sees these like crazy looking masks just lined up on the walls, and decides to pick one out because it's like the scariest thing she's seen, and she's like, oh, this will definitely scare them. She buys it. The guy who sells it to her kind of gives her a warning and says, like, are you sure you want to buy this mask? You know, if you buy it, like, there's really no turning back. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely buying that. She buys it. She starts realizing very quickly that the mask is different. It's not like a normal mask. When she puts it on, it's harder and harder to take it off every time she puts it on. So the more she puts it on, the harder it is to take it off. And that obviously poses a problem for her. But it doesn't pose enough of a problem for her to not want to wear the mask on Halloween night to scare these boys. And things just get crazy from there. This had me very concerned for Carly Beth. She was making different decisions that I probably wouldn't make. I do know what happens in this. I read this before when I was a child. And it did take me back to like the 90s. It took me back to like my childhood. It took me back, and these were high stakes. The stakes were high. Like, Arlstein's writing some high stakes books, or he was. But yeah, the stakes were high for Carly Beth. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I mean, I did know, but like, I was like, man, when I was like, did I know? Was I this nervous when I was, like 12 reading this? But anyway, it was really fun. It was a fun reread, and it was just brought all the memories back. I really like this a lot. I will probably read the other ones in that series that I bought, because I have read them before. I don't think I've ever read the Welcome to the Dead House, but Say Cheese and Die, the dummy one, Night of the Living Dummy, and then there was that one where they're at the Horrorland, Welcome to Horrorland. Those were like my favorites. So I'm excited to read the rest of them. But yeah, I really like this a lot. I'm not going to rate it, but I did enjoy this. It was fun. So yeah, I am going to move on. Now, here's the dilemma I'm having, because I'm doing a buddy read as well with Cat Pablo. And I do want to start that too, because it is about monsters as well. And a different type of monster, or unconventional. And I would love to read that. So it's Ring Shout. And I know it's pretty short. So what I think I might do is I think I might tack that onto this video, and because I'm already done with this one, start Monstrilio tonight and into tomorrow, and then I'll just make this vlog go just a little bit longer than it was supposed to go. So I'm gonna start Monstrilio tonight, and I will get you updated on where I'm at in Monstrilio tomorrow morning.
to leave a little bit undone and be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun. Set aside every empty spreadsheet line and loosen up on the grind. Simmer down, settle back and mess around. Be the cat in the sun.
Good morning. I wanted to give you an update on where I'm at in Monstrilio. I was able to get pretty far into it, about halfway. I got to Joseph's part, which is page 167. It is told in 4 parts. The first part is Magos, the second part is Lena, which is her best friend. Third part is Joseph, and then fourth part is M for Monstrilio. It is a literary horror. It really reads a lot like, in my opinion, like Frankenstein. It is definitely creature horror, a creature feature, I guess. This book deals a lot with grief and acceptance and hopelessness. Magos and Joseph lose their son Santiago at age 11. He was born only with 1 lung and was said to live not very long, but he did end up making it to 11. And when he passed, the mother, Magos, heard of this like ancient tale, or this like folk tale of a woman feeding a part of her daughter's heart to something, and it basically just gained sentience and became a thing, and then became a man. And she was like, well, maybe I can do that with a part of my baby, Santiago, who dies. So she does. She takes a little small piece of his lung and starts feeding it to this like plant, and the plant gains sentience, and things just go from there. It's told in 4 parts, like I said. Magos is the first part, and it's kind of how Monstrilio becomes Monstrilio. Second point of view is Lena, which is her best friend, and she's just experiencing Monstrilio because she knows about Monstrilio, so she's got her points of view, and is experiencing in a different way the growth of this sentient being. And then I am now on Joseph's part. They are sprinkled in, like all the characters are sprinkled in throughout the story, but each part is more focused on that character's experience with Monstrilio. This is really good so far. Literary fiction is usually pretty odd, but it's my favorite. But I can see why people love this so much. It's so interesting, and it's just a real meditation on grief. It's interesting. It's very beautifully written. It's very, very lyrical. I feel like it's probably just the right amount of pages. It's a very quick read. I'm reading it very fast. I want to know what's happening. I want to know what's happening with Monstrilio, and if he's going to survive, or if she would, or if it's going to survive, you know, what they're putting it through. So I will let you know what I think when I finish it. Okay, so it is a few hours later. I was able to finish Monstrilio by Gerardo Samano Cordova, and I really, really like this book a lot. I probably would say this is so different from anything I've read before, but also had a lot of familiar aspects to it. So I was able to like connect to this and the characters and like the storyline. Like it didn't feel so far off. Like sometimes literary fiction sometimes feels like really far away from like reality. And not saying that this is reality, but this just felt very seamless the way it was woven into, I guess, mainstream life. I probably would give this a 4.5. This was really good. Not quite 5. There were 4 parts. I really did enjoy listening and seeing from every perspective. There were some perspectives I liked more than others, but and I'd probably say my favorite perspective was from Monstrilio's perspective. But the way that this was done and written, I thought was very, very good, and I can understand why people really love this. Read the whole list of triggers because you might not be in the right headspace for this, but I did really enjoy this. I'm going to move on to Ring Shout. I don't have the physical book. I have it on my Kindle. My Kindle's in my bedroom, so I'm going to move on to that, and then I think I'm going to make brownies today, so I will do that as well, and then I'll just take you along. And Ring Shout will be the last book that I read. I just cut off a section and I'm going to look how cute it is. It's so cute, and it's like full of M&Ms, mini M&Ms. Well, mini peanut butter M&Ms and then peanut butter chips and then my little wiggly eyes. But I'm going to do a bite and let you know how it tastes. So good. Sometimes a box is okay.
Abuelo had carried a lot of people playing with small and useless measures. Nothing more than a waste of family money. So many figuras.
Okay, so I wanted to come on and just end off the vlog very quickly. So I was able to get through all of these books and also this book. And you will have seen me throughout this video review all of these books. So I just wanted to review the last book that I read, which was Ring Shout by P. Jelly Clark. So this book was really, really fun. I kind of gave you the premise. It follows 3 people, Chef and Sadie, and our main character, her name is Maurice. It's an interesting spelling. It's like Maryse, Maurice. Yeah. So, but mostly follows Maurice. This book was very interesting. It kind of made me want to look things up, like as I was reading the book, which I think is kind of fun. Definitely had me in a chokehold at times. Pacing I felt was a little up and down. I did feel like some of the things were a little bit unnecessary. A few, not anything crazy. There is some very crude language. There are also a lot of descriptions of body horror things that are happening in this book. So if body horror is not your bag, this one might not be for you. I thought the monsters were done really well. I thought the descriptions, personally, I thought were done very well. I would check triggers on this because this does deal with a lot of racism and bigotry and racial violence, and there's a lot of oppression. There's a lot of trauma in here. The main character, Maurice, is dealing with a lot of trauma. But yeah, the twists, the turns, the reveals were interesting. I read this with my friend Kat. She is another booktuber. She's been at it much longer than I have. She is so wonderful. She's so great. I don't even know how she found my tiny little channel, but she did, and I'm so glad that she did because she's just great. If you aren't following her, if you don't know who she is, please follow her. She's wonderful. She's so smart. She's so eloquent. She has so much to say, and she says it in such an interesting way, and her vlogs are super vibey. They're just vibey. So, but yeah, she's an expat and she lives in Berlin now, and she's just really, really a cool person. So, yeah, if you're not following her, please do that. I will leave her link below. But all in all, I really enjoyed this. It was a fun buddy read because it's pretty short, like novella size. I think it was about 200 pages, a little bit under. So it was a very quick read, but yeah, I did really enjoy this a lot. I think I'll give this a 4.25 stars. Not quite 5, but definitely over 4. This was really worth my time, and I think it'll be worth yours too. So I just want to say thank you again for joining me on another very cozy, very fun monster reading vlog. I am about to start filming another reading vlog because we only have so many days in October. And so you will see me very soon. But if you like my content and you liked this video, please don't hesitate to like, comment, share, and or subscribe. It does wonders for my tiny channel, and I will see you in the next one, which will be very soon. Bye.